All right. All right. Well, hey, my name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Willie Lawson Show. We're about 4 minutes and 37 seconds from going on air. Um, I want to experiment with a number of ways to get our message out today. We are headed to the RNC Radio Row, and I'm excited about that. I'm using Blog Talk Radio primarily, and then Spreaker. We're trying to find a way to do Spreaker at the same time. I don't know if we'll do it by my handset or we'll do it. I'm not sure, but the folks at Spreaker are curious about it and have said they'll be helpful. We have 4 minutes, and so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting the what we're doing out on as many platforms as possible. And obviously if you're watching this, you're watching this on Ustream TV. And so we are a minute and 15 seconds into our our Ustream TV broadcast. We got about 3.5 minutes until the show actually starts. So the downside for you is that you'll only hear me, which is kind of a bummer. The downside for you is that you're only going to hear me. We're going to try to experiment with getting some audio into my handset somehow without having it feedback because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a feedback situation. So we're going to experiment with that. That way you can hear if there are callers, you can hear callers. You can hear if I have to run some audio tape or audio that you get benefit of all of it. And I think that once we get that worked out, we're going to be in much better condition to do this and get as much information out as possible. Because you know what, that's funny. I've got a Facebook message from somebody who said to me that I needed to upload more content because they listen on Tuned In, and I don't have any control of that. I just don't have any control of that. I'm doing an awful lot of shows and with an awful lot of content, hours and hours a day sometimes, and it just nothing I can do about that. Let's see if I can pull down that ringer volume. There you go. So that won't happen again. Hopefully. There you go. So I don't have any control of that. We got about a minute and 40 seconds before the Blog Talk Radio begins, but we're going to continue to see here. We're going to try to bring over a remote speaker and put it next to the phone, so maybe you'll hear. What I'm worried about is delay. So if you end up listening to this later and there's delay, let me know. Send me an email at willie@willielawsonshow.com. And listen, before we go on the air, we got a minute and a half before we go on the air. If you're a supporter of independent media, go to the willielawsonshow.com website and click the donate button at the top of the page. I'd really appreciate it. It's the only way that we're going to be able to push through. We're going to need support. These other folks, these other major networks, have major sponsors, obviously. They have commercials on their networks. Rush Limbaugh and Laura Ingraham and Dennis Miller and Sean Hannity. And of course, the TV stations all have major sponsors. All we have out here in independent media is each other. So we could really use your help. So there you go. And I appreciate that. How about that? And I do. I really do. I really appreciate everyone who pitches in. And we've had a large number of people pitch in over the years. I was looking at our records this morning. We got 53 months. 53 months. That's a lot of months, y'all. There's only 12 months in a year. We have 53 months of shows. So anyway, we're about 10 seconds away from the beginning of the show. Thanks for coming. Let's see here. All right. You know, we're always experimenting here. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, Red State Talk Radio Network. In just a second here, I got my chair or my hand or something. Well, my cord for my headphones. And I'll tell you what, that won't work. That is for sure. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if we can get a wireless speaker to work here. Just a second. Doesn't seem like it's going to function. Yeah, you'd think I'd have done this earlier, huh? Yeah, you thought I'd try this a little earlier, but yeah, we didn't. Let's see here. This is not going to function, is it? Oh well. Life is good. Again, welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio. Our deal today is simple. What we're going to do is mix us up a big old batch, and I mean a big old batch of Romney today, folks. I think it's necessary. I think we're at the time where it is necessary. You know, I wondered if it was necessary before, but you know what? After hearing some things from some people, I am more sure than ever. I'm more sure than ever it's necessary. That it's got to happen. That we got to get ourselves a big old batch of Romney aid and just be done with it. That's all there is to it, kids. We just need a big old batch of some Romney aid. Listen, I brought some over, and and the folks who get to watch on Ustream see me drink it. Look, I'm gonna get me. Listen to this. Delicious, nice and sweet. Yes, extra sugar. Because you know what? Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. And that's what it's about today, baby. That is what it's about today. A spoonful of sugar helps medicine go down. And that's what it's about. In every way, shape, or form. And it occurred, and I thought about this before, but it really, you know what, I was impressed with doing this today after having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, a very conservative friend of mine. Hey, everybody. Good morning. You know, yeah, you know, you know, I had this conversation with a really good friend of mine, a real conservative guy, who said to me last time in 2008, he said, "Listen, Willie, I thought that we could, you know, we could survive this, that we had time," and so he didn't vote for John McCain. He said he couldn't bring himself to do it. However, this time, he told me, there's just there's no choice. there's no argument. There's no discussion. There's no consternation. No, there isn't, because all the arguments that you can bring up are probably going to be close to being true. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know what? And for me, the battle cry has been, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. When talking about Governor Romney, yeah, Romney care, yeah, gotcha. Oh yeah, flip flopper, yeah. All right, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna vote for Mitt Romney. Well, how? It's easy, because he's not Barack Obama. Excuse me while I have another sip. It makes me more comfortable when I talk about this. Hang on a second. Yes, delicious. Yeah, it just makes me more comfortable when I talk about it. It just does. Because, and today, really, seriously, today is the day that we're just gonna mix up a big old honking batch of Romney aid, and we're all gonna sit around and just fall into a sugar coma. Because you know what, I'm kind of having a little fun with this, but I'm very serious. I am very serious. You tell me where there's a choice. We have painted ourselves because we have not done our work as conservatives. We have not done our work in our communities. We haven't. Don't say you have, because as a group we have not done our work. So at the top of the thing floats two things float to the top, kids. One of them is cream. Well, anyway, at floats to the top of this, on our side, quote end quote, is Mitt Romney. That's who floats to the top. Who's floated to the top of the other side is Barack Obama. So you got two of them there floating on the top. Which one are you going to eat? Which one? I mean, one you've had a taste of, and you know if you have some more, it's going to kill you. That you're pretty much sure of, because you've already had a taste of it. You like how I'm just dancing around this? You like that? I'm good at this crap. Ooh, I said the word crap. I can't believe it. Anyway, but you know, this one you've had a taste of, and you know you don't like it. It's bitter, and you know that if you eat any more of it, it'll kill you. The other, well, you know. So what are you gonna do? How do we get to this spot? How have we gotten to this spot? Because we have not done our work. Listen, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more of the Willie Lawson Show right after these messages. And we're going to talk about this. And you're going to call me, and we're going to talk about how you are mixing up great batches today of Romney-Aid to have with our Chick-fil-A on Wednesday. We'll be right back. We're a commercial. We'll be right back. All right. All right, we're back with more of the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio. I'm going to make, and actually Ken in chat room makes a great point about putting another really sweet ingredient in the Romney Kool-Aid, and we will definitely talk about that before the show's over, because I think that's very important. I think that is extremely important. And this, and I'm not somebody who puts like fruit in my Kool-Aid. Not normally. Some people like make punch with it, put like fruit in it, so you can pretend it's healthy. I'm not using this person, but I'm thinking that what happened yesterday and what's happened this weekend is definitely putting a little fruit floating in the Kool-Aid. Oh God, I think I'll have another sip. That is good stuff there, boy. I tell you what, that's delicious Kool-Aid. That is good stuff. But we got to this point I mentioned because we haven't done our work. You see, we haven't gone out into the community. We haven't supported local candidates. We haven't pushed them to the point where we have conservative candidates ready to step into the president's office yet. We just haven't done the work. So without doing the work, we can't expect the benefit. Of course not. That's goofy, right? That's just stupid. That's just like liberal. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I mean, that really is. That's like expecting. I haven't done the work. I haven't done any of the work, but because I want to, you should discriminate against the untalented, which is what the Democrats are really saying most of the time. You shouldn't discriminate against the marginally talented and the certainly unable. We shouldn't. But in any case, because we haven't done our work, we don't have the candidates we want. If you want to know why you don't have the candidates you want, that's why you don't have the candidates you want. Because we just simply have not done our work. Now, I think that we're doing that work. I think we're starting to do that work. You start looking at some of the candidates that are running for the House and the Senate, like ran in 2010 and are running in 2012. We're starting to do the work. So maybe in 6 years or 8 years, we'll have a candidate that isn't the lesser of two evils. Maybe. We'll see. But again, this is about the Romney Kool-Aid. And one of the fruit pieces is that this whole craziness about, oh, Romney's really blown it, man. He's offended the British. Okay, now who's been pissing on the British since he got in the White House? Let me see. Barack Obama? Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So I really don't see how, of course, in the lamestream media, as Governor Palin puts it, just couldn't wait to hop on that. Oh, it's a gaffe! Oh! Gaffe. The problem is that the same lamestream media a week ago ran See, this is the part that makes me crazy. It makes me, I can be angry about it or I can laugh because it's such BS. Golly, I almost didn't abbreviate that. That it's just insane. It's the same lamestream media that said 2 weeks ago or a week ago, oh, what about security? Oh, there's a security firm, that bailed out and they had to get military people to. Yeah, that's the same story they ran. They ran that story on their networks. So when Mitt Romney says, well, I understand they've got some security problems, and that was true. Now the mayor of London, get his back all up and get his panties all in a twist, whatever. The fact of the matter is that what Mitt Romney said was true. there had been some concerns about security. Why? Well, because the security firm that was supposed to put 10,000 people into play and train didn't do it. They failed and didn't say anything and didn't tell anybody until a week or so before the Olympics. So they had to run around, getting cops and police officers and the Queen and beefeaters and everything else they could find to run security checkpoints. So much until you found how well it worked, didn't you? Did you hear the story that during the parade of athletes? And I don't even want to talk about the opening ceremony because that was the most lame crap I've ever seen. But anyway, that was the most lame social Euro piece of political trash ever put forth in the Olympics, and there's been lots. So yeah, whatever. But walking with the Indian team next to the flag bearer was this random woman. She wasn't on the team. She wasn't supposed to be there. Oh, security's working great. I hope the American team is freaking packing. That's all I'm saying. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just... I'm sorry, you know what, if I look at the chat room, the stuff going on in it always makes me laugh. And I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new tab, and maybe we'll get to talk about that in a minute, because that's more fruit in the Kool-Aid. Just putting more fruit in the Kool-Aid. But in any case, so tell me that there wasn't a problem with security at the Olympics. Hell, it manifested in the opening ceremonies. So who's gonna hurt Romney, man? Who's gonna hurt Romney, man? And you know what? I'm hearing this crap from the mainstream media, which I don't give a crap about. But I'm also what's frustrating is I'm hearing the same crap from people who are Republicans and conservatives. They're freaking out. Shut up and drink your damn Kool-Aid. It's not gonna hurt. I mean, please. That is the stupidest thing ever. It's ridiculous. Isn't it interesting that just a few days later, Governor Romney goes to Israel and, like my friend Ken says, wins Israeli Jeopardy, subject, Israeli cities. The answer is Jerusalem. Mitt Romney says capital. Whoo! What is capital? Yeah. Israel goes, ding, 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 ding. You are our guy. He doesn't say, Mitt Romney doesn't say, well, split city, you know what, it's a religious capital, blah, blah, blah. He says it's the capital of Israel. Knocks it out of the park. Knocks it out of the frickin' park. Just, pow, kills it. That's more fruit in my Kool-Aid. Have another little sip. Because I'm going to be on, the last hour of the show may sound something like this. Because I'll be in a sugar coma. Because I'm going to have some more. And at the top of the hour, I'm going to have a little bit more. There you go. And it's funny. It isn't when talking about the Olympics. It isn't like Mitt Romney doesn't know anything about running the Olympics. Obviously, Oprah and Barack Obama do not. Obviously, they don't because y'all remember that? That was the funniest thing ever. That was funny as hell. I'm sorry. I just thought it was funny. Now you might not have thought it was funny because you are a lot more sensitive human being than I am. But I just thought it was funny as hell. When Oprah comes trotting over there, we like the Olympics for this really rat-infested city called Chicago. The Olympic Committee went, even the completely socialist, communist, sold out, Eurotrash committee went, no. Thank you, Oprah. You may return home. It was so fun. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know. It was sophomoric and childish, but when watching the Chicago delegation watch them get blown out in the first round, to see the disappointment on their face, I kind of felt like the Grinch. I just laughed. They were so sad, and the thing is, they were surprised. They're like, really, seriously? You know, when Tampa got turned down, nobody here was surprised. They were like, yeah, hell no, it ain't coming here. What? You crazy? It's stupid. In the summertime? During hurricane season? That's the stupidest thing ever. But in any case, you know, who knows about the Olympics? Mitt Romney knows about the freaking Olympics. And when he sees, and like you see, empty seats and lots and lots and lots of empty seats. And people have been talking about that. I don't know if you've watched anything. I've watched a couple of events. It's amazing. You know, you watch videotape of other Olympics. It's amazing how many empty seats there are. So much. In fact, there's a article on Drudge that says that they're getting military folks in there. Again, military folks in just to sit in there and sit in these venues so there's not empty seats. I can't imagine that. I mean, I just can't imagine that you could be making, you know, any significant amount of money with that many empty seats. Now, I know a lot of these things are preliminaries. I get it, but it's the Olympics. You know, sometimes you only get tickets to the prelims, and you're happy. You don't get tickets to the finals. They're all sold separately. You know. And I just can't imagine that people have traveled to England, that have traveled to London, and not been able. I mean, what? You can't get tickets? I don't know. There's too many empty seats for you not to be able to get tickets. It doesn't make any sense to me. And what Mitt says, I think they may be losing a few dollars. I mean, you think about what you have to build. My wife and I were talking about this. Think about what you have to build. Think about what you have to build. Where you live, is there a velodrome? Do you know what the hell a velodrome is? Where you live, is there one? Is there an Olympic aquatic center where you live? The chance of there being an Olympic aquatic center where you are that seats 15 or 20,000 people, the answer is no, there isn't. I mean, there just isn't. So, I mean, you got to build some places. You know, you may live in an NFL city, and you think, well, they could use the football stadium. Yeah, for soccer. They can't use it for track and field. Is there a big enough place to hold track and field in the town where you live? That seats 40, 50,000 people. The answer is no. Very few cities in America have that, and the only reason they do have it is because they've hosted an Olympics. Come on, folks. I mean, Tampa doesn't have a place like that. Chicago doesn't have a place like that. They've got football stadiums, but that doesn't work. You got to build a place, and in order to build a place, costs a lot of money, and you get one shot at it. And like my friend Ken says in the chat room, you only get one shot at making money at the Olympics. You get one shot. That's all you got. And I know it's only a few days old, but you know, and now if I see an event and it's packed, now I'm thinking, they're just filling seats. I doubt if they sold those tickets. You know, I'd have trouble believing that they sold those tickets. I just don't believe they will. So I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, again, who knows more about Olympics? Barack Obama, Mitt Romney. Ding, ding, ding! Mitt frickin' Romney! Have another drink! Yes, indeedy. Hey, I don't drink, but we could have a drinking game. Who knows? Who's ever met a payroll? Barack Obama or Mitt Romney? If the answer is Mitt Romney, take a drink. Mitt Romney! Take a drink of Kool-Aid! Yeah, that's what we'll do. Yes, indeedy. Of these presidents, who's worked in the private sector? Barack Obama or Mitt Romney? Remember, every time it's Mitt Romney, we'll take a drink. Ding, 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 it's Mitt Romney, and we're taking another drink. It's delicious. There you go. It's just silly, isn't it? Isn't it silly that even have this discussion, especially among Republicans and slash conservatives, that you would let Barack Obama, which has hung out with more domestic, which president has not hung out with domestic terrorists? Remember, every time the answer is Mitt Romney, we'll have a drink. Okay, the question is, who has not hung out with domestic terrorists? Hey, it's Mitt Romney! Ding, ding, ding! Have another drink! Good stuff. Oh. Folks, you know what, and again, we're having a little fun, but it's very serious. And those of you who listen to the show, and I know, and due to the fantastic BTR reporting, I know there are hundreds and hundreds of people who are listening to the show. As a matter of fact, this month, and I know it doesn't show it in the chat room, but right now, this month is the second largest month for live listeners in the history of the Willie Lawson Show. And that's 53 months of shows. So we are grateful to BTR for being a featured host and cranking up our live listeners. So we appreciate that greatly. Thank you. But you know what? So I know we have a bunch of people who listen. So the deal is this. The deal is we've got Barack Obama, and we know what that is. We know what President Obama's deal is. We get it. Now, do you want? Now, this is not a question for the supporters of the president. This is not a question for you, because we know what you want to. Thank you very much. We know what you want. This is a question for the folks on the other side. Do you really think that it's okay to have 4 more years, possibly 2 more Supreme Court justices of President Obama? Or would you like to take a chance? Would you like to take a chance? I'm going to ask that question in a minute. Would you like to take a chance on something else? Do you think it makes sense, if you're a Republican or if you're a conservative, to take a chance on something else? Now, I know that you are looking at these two guys and going, neither one of these are movement conservative. I get it. I understand. Blah, blah, blah. But one of them is not Barack Obama. Which one is it? Which one is not Barack Obama? Mitt Romney, that's exactly right. And we're taking another drink. That's delicious. Yes, indeed. That's exactly right. One of them is not Mitt Romney. I mean, not Barack Obama. The other one is Mitt Romney, and we're taking a drink. Yes, we are. Because we're drinking the Kool-Aid today. I get it. I get it. Don't tell me. Don't try to convince me. I get it. You don't have to convince me. I get it. You know? One of them is not Barack. Well, the one that's not Barack Obama is Mitt Romney, and that's the deal. Because we know what that is. We know what that leads to. You know what? You know where that road goes down. You know where it does. So if you are conservative, that's why I go by watching this on Ustream TV. We appreciate that. Bob, what's it sound like on Ustream TV? If you'll tell us what it sounds like on Ustream TV, we plan on doing a whole bunch of. We'll probably do as much getting out during the convention as we can. But the idea is, it's insane for Republicans / conservatives to be like, again, my advice to you is shut the hell up, have some Kool-Aid, and really concentrate on the other side of the ticket. Listen, on great sounds. Thank you, Bob. Bob's my friend Bob from the Wacko Bob Empire is listening on Ustream, and I'm streaming out on my my Touch, my I mean, on 4G. We're actually on what do they call that? Wi-Fi. That's what it is. I'm okay, really. Really. I stopped drinking about 12 years ago, so we're sober as a judge. Not sure what judge, but sober as that judge. In any case, listen, and again, the downside of this right now is you can't hear the caller I'm about to bring in. Actually, we're going to try something. Hey, don't go anywhere. We're going to try something. We're going to try to, if we can do this without feedback, that would be helpful because I'm wearing headphones. And, yeah, well, there you go. See, that's a problem. But we'll see. We'll see if that works a little bit. And we'll bring in a caller. I'm going to bring in from the United Socialist Republic of Connecticut. I keep telling them when things go bad, we're all headed to Texas. Meet me in Fort Worth. My friend Robert, what's going on, baby? Tell me something good. What choice do we have, Robert? You know what? And people can say whatever they want about Mitt Romney. You know what? We all get that, and the conservatives get who Mitt Romney is, blah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, when it's November 6th, it's Tuesday morning, you get up, you're eating your Wheaties, and you're thinking, what the hell am I going to do today? What choice have you got?
Our side of the aisle, I mean, we understand what the opposition is. I mean, they're doing what is natural to them. But this whole thing with this, security, blah, 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 I just thought was an absolute waste of time. And only a 13-year-old child would even bring something like this up. Because there's no controversy. There's controversy because, quite frankly, when you're dealing with leftists, it's just going to be a natural controversy. He could have said, well, I caught a cold in London, and, Brian Williams would have had this curl growing up his leg. So, I mean, and like you said, it's not the left. I mean, it's some of us. I don't know what it is. Maybe we can't deal with prosperity. I don't know what it is, but I thought this was just the stupidest thing to be trying to defend something which there was no need to defend.
Isn't that funny? You know what? Isn't that funny? And you make up a great point. You know what? I think that we are so on the right. We are so used to losing. We don't even know how to win. We don't know how to win. We don't know what happens when we're leading. We're like that football team that gets up by 10 points early and just loses their damn mind.
To go back to our fearless leader, Mr. Reagan, and this man, and I try to remind people of this. He didn't have Fox News. He didn't have this. He didn't have talk radio. This man put everything on his back, and I think he did an admirable job for the conservative movement, to say the least. Now, if this man was able to put everything on his shoulders, look at the tools we have today because of Ronald Reagan and other great conservatives here, right? They left an awesome legacy,
yeah.
Right?
Correct.
We have, talk radio, we own it, okay? That's ours. We own that, right? That's our turf.
Yep.
Okay? Look, Fox, the rerun
do better than the news shows on MSNBC. They do. People would rather watch, and I'm not one of these people, but people would rather watch an old episode of Sean Hannity than watch any episode of Rachel Madcow. It's not even funny.
It's not accidental why CNN is going in the tank when you have no substance.
No.
Okay? At some point, even this lackluster culture we live in, okay, they gotta get it. left of center. You can't talk about Barack because if you do, you're racist.
Yep.
And let's see here. Blame America first.
Blame America first, because it's always our fault. Even before we even existed as a country, it was our fault.
Before we were conceived, it was our fault.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so now what? Where do we go with this? I mean, none of their hosts are even, they're not even remotely entertaining.
No.
And some of them, quite frankly, I was watching a few minutes of somebody's show. I don't even know who the man was, but I laughed and I said, and they wonder why they're in the tank. And the thing with leftists, what I don't get, okay, they double down on the stuff that has gotten them to the point that it is now. I just find that so incredibly stupid.
I love it.
You would need to refine your message, maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe alter some things.
No.
What does the left do? They double down on stupidity.
Every time. It's their MO. Think about it. It's always their MO. They'll say XYZ, XYZ. XYZ, XYZ gets disproved. Oh no! You know that they're going to be on the XYZ squared campaign next week. Oh no, because we have to say it because we're trying to convince people that XYZ is the truth. So instead of backing away from it, oh no, we have to get indignant. And then not only do we double down, we start to tell the people who have proven us wrong, oh no, they're a bunch of bigots, they're a bunch of racists, they're a bunch of homophobes, they're a bunch of misogynists. Oh, you can't believe them. Not only do they denigrate the truth, they denigrate the truth tellers. It's their MO. That's how they run. That's how they roll. And if you think about it logically, all you do is laugh. It's crazy. I'm gonna have another drink of Kool-Aid.
They're like a bunch of just demented children, man. I find it amusing.
Children of the corn, man.
Because it's just, I'm 50-some years old and I just scratch my head. This race shouldn't even be close.
Nope.
Quite frankly.
Not at all.
See, that's why, I kept saying that he is a symptom of the culture, because a culture that is predominantly run by moral convictions and character. See, this is two things here, okay? He's a symptom of the culture, and that culture, and I'm going to tell you two things that has really brought this country, this nation down morally, is political correctness. And political correctness is just a fetus of liberalism. Now, and I keep harping on this double standard. Had we not had a double standard in this country, okay, and this is even a prevailing thing in civilization, period.
Mm-hmm.
Had we not had a double standard, Barack Hussein Obama would have not been elected. And the reason why I say that, I always tell people to reverse the coin.
Oh, sure.
Now, Bill Ayers is old news. Jeremiah is old news. But just think about the things that Jeremiah says and believes, right?
Sure.
Flip the coin. If John McCain had this kind of luggage, you know damn well he wouldn't have been able to run for dog catcher.
Nope.
Right?
You see, that's why I can't run for president, because you see, that's why I can't. I can't, because you see, somebody would get videotape of my church who are awesome people, and somebody in there, are they speaking in tongues? Oh my Lord, mercy. Not him. No, I could be speaking in tongues, curing cancer. Forget the cancer part. It doesn't make any difference. So, yeah, that double standard exists. And what we found out about all of this, which is cool, thank you, President Obama, what we found out is that and you're right, it is a symptom, but we found out what our disease is. Our disease is our disease as a country is we have cranial rectal inversion. You see, that's the disease. That's what we found out. And now we found out that in this media that we thought for so long was we weren't sure what they are. Now we know. Now they've all come out of a liberal, progressive closet. They've all came out, and there's one big feminist. That's what they've done. So now, and I'm trying to take the positive side. Hell, now we know. Now we know that MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, useless. And Fox, I'm watching you, okay? I'm watching y'all because I can't trust these other idiots, and y'all all got the same sponsors. Just saying. Ain't hating, just saying. So I'm going to watch y'all.
Yeah, because I would like to think, Will, that African Americans like you and I are people of character. Now, if John McCain came to us with this kind of luggage,
Be like,
said,
dude.
Well, I love you, but, I think you need to think about this because I don't think this would be a good idea.
Yeah, you maybe should stay where you are, Holmes. Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
you.
your best friend is David Duke? No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you hang out with David Duke saying, no, he's really a nice fella. When you get to know him, past that Klan thing, he's really a nice fella.
You listen to liberals and they come up with these beautiful spins. Well, that's character, that's association. I think to myself,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Two birds are flocking together. They must have some common thread.
Well, yeah.
What do you want us to take to ignore it?
Yeah, okay, listen, I want to babysit your children, and one of my dearest friends is Charles Manson. I visit him on a daily basis. Can I open up this daycare in your community? Once you get to know Charlie, he's really a nice guy. Yeah, the murder thing, the Tate Bianca, yeah, all that stuff, it's in the past. It's in the past. That's exactly right. Hey, listen, man, let me put you on hold. Let me get my friend Bob in here in this conversation. Before he goes away, I know he's a working man, but online too is the emperor of the Wacko Bob Empire, and I had a chance to listen to the Wacko Bob in the Morning Show. I had a really good time listening in. I couldn't talk to you, but I enjoyed it. My friend online too, Wacko Bob. What's up, baby? Are you there?
I'm sorry, I was muted up there, but I got to tell you, I'm watching the Olympics, and I'm seeing a campaign ad for Barack Obama that, of course, is going to play in the Olympics. Such a big event, and all he was talking about was the stimulus, was the tax break, what it would do if we gave the tax breaks to the middle class, how it would make a better middle class way of living, and how we need to tax the rich.
Tax the rich.
Well, if we tax the rich, there isn't going to be a middle class.
Yeah. You keep taxing the rich. They do one of two things. They stop being rich, which means they stop hiring and having factories and businesses, or they take their wealth, they haul us out of the country. There you go. And then we have to all get on K2 and eat each other for dinner. Because it's the stupidest thing ever. It really is. Now, it may not be, Bob, you're right, it may not be the way that you like it. You know what? If you got something against rich people, then this doesn't like tickle your fancy. But the fact of the matter is that if you work for somebody, 90% of us work for somebody else, and we work for people who have money. Because a poor person ain't never hired anybody ever, ever, ever. Just saying.
Unbelievable. But, like you're saying, just saying there, it's just crazy with what they think and everything, And Romney took a hit for saying if they're prepared security-wise for the Olympics.
And they weren't.
And they weren't. Look what happened. And look what happened. It turned out Romney is right. And is he still going to be a dog to the people in London? Is he still going to be treated like a dog by the American media? Absolutely. But if it were Obama saying that, they would say, oh, my God, Obama was right.
Oh, yes.
Now, Romney being Romney having a brain where Obama doesn't.
That's exactly right. As it turned out, it was the opening ceremonies, Bob. The open freaking ceremonies, the first day. Just some strange woman walking with the Indian team. How the hell did she get on the track? How did she get down there? Where was your security? Oh, my Lord. The first day. This is the 20th anniversary of Munich, everybody. This is real stuff. supposed to have 10,000 people from that one security company that they failed. They had less than 1,000. Yeah, they got a problem. And what bothers me about that most is, Bob, and I want you to comment on this, is that the same people who are dogging Romney for his statement were the same people who did the story 2 weeks ago on the failed security firm.
Well, that's what I got to tell you. How one-sided can this get? How one-sided can this get? We have to worry about security. I think it's been proven we have to worry about security. Because look what happened when it came down, when it came down to, let's go back a little further than 2001. Let's look at what happened in 1996 when the Olympics were here. We can't act like ex-hippies going, peace, love, let's just show love around the world. Because these people are obviously going to do this again.
Sure.
You act like you just care, you should do love, and these people are the hateful ones that are overseas and everything, that are going to want to ruin anything possible for absolute power.
Sure. I mean, and that's how you get power. You scare people. That's how you get power. You scare folks. And you know what? Here's the problem, Bob. There are evil forces in the world. Period. All the adults know that. All the grown-ups know that there are evil people on the planet. Everybody knows that. And you know what? What a better place to show up. We've seen it already. We saw it in '72 in Munich with the wiping out of the Israeli team right there. We saw that in '72, and we saw what happened in Atlanta. We've seen what happened in these other places, folks. Security is an issue. So when Mitt Romney mentions, I think there has some security issues that I hope they get worked out. And then everybody goes, oh, it was a gaffe. Oh, it's terrible. And now, of course, the left's going to do that. But hell, what bothers me is that idiots who consider themselves on the right did the very same thing. Oh, he's blown it. Oh, he's pissed off the British. Well, who's been pissing off the British since they got in office? Was it Barack Obama? Yes!
Exactly.
It's crazy.
I mean, come on now, who's doing what wrong here? It's down to face facts, just like we went into a war. We went into a war in '03 that we heard people complaining about as soon as a soldier dies, like they never complained before. And they don't want to deal with the grim reality that even people who doesn't have family anymore complain, but they don't want to deal with the grim reality that people die in wars.
Yeah, and you know what? And the worst part about war is that people die, and it's young people. No one ever sends their 80-year-olds out to fight wars. Never. It's always somebody's young son. Now it's somebody's young daughter. I get it, and it's the worst part, and it's a part that everybody hates. Nobody likes it. Hell, everybody hates it. But you know what? And the deal is, if you're going to participate in these things, there'd be less. That brings me to another point, Bob. If you let the military people do what they're supposed to do, stop politicizing these conflicts, go over, frankly, kick some ass, and come home, there'd be fewer deaths. There would be.
I agree.
You know what? The whole idea of engagement that some of these soldiers have to be fired upon before defending themselves is insane. And that's the politics of the current administration that has gotten these young men and these young women killed. That's the reality. And again, let's see. Who would institute policies of engagement that wouldn't kill young men and young women? Let's see. Is it Barack Obama? Oh, no, it's Mitt Romney. He'd do a better job. Have it in the Kool-Aid. I'm having another one. Wait a minute. That's good stuff there. And because we're mixing up a big old sweet batch of Mitt Romney Kool-Aid today. And Bob, I'm sure you've heard, and from people on the right who are not happy with the Mitt Romney choice. Because you know what? I know that you were not, and neither. We weren't close to Mitt Romney at the beginning of this process. But what are you hearing from some of especially some of your Herman Cain folks at this point? What are they saying about the choice that we have?
Well, a lot of them, I will admit to this, are saying, that, they don't like either one. You know, of course they got just as many bad things to say about Obama like they do Romney, and they're back to that point to say we're just going to take the lesser of two evils and take Mitt Romney. That's really what it's become.
Well, yeah, and that's I think that's where again, and I think hang on a second, I'm trying to do something here. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of us are. And I tell people, yeah, I get it. I get it. Yep, that's exactly right. We're simply going to look at these two people and go, let's see, which of these people is not Barack Obama? Mitt Romney, yeah, that's who's not Barack Obama. Everybody drink up. There you go. Delicious. That's exactly right. And that's exactly right, because I don't think, and now if somebody disagrees with me, and I know that Robert from Connecticut doesn't and Bob from South Florida doesn't, but if you disagree with us, give us a call at 646-232-46. If you're watching on Ustream, I got two people out there watching on Ustream, so I know somebody's watching. The idea is, really, which of the folks what do you want? Like I said earlier, Bob, two things float to the top. One of them is cream. I won't go into what the other is, but what do you got? What choice do you have? Seriously.
Yeah.
We know where one path leads, and because we've already been on it, and there's a lot of folks who were on that path last time who are not on that path now, who are saying, I don't want to go down that way. So, what are you going to do? Yes, I understand. You got... Everybody can tell me all the negatives about Mitt Romney. Yep, 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 you're right. Yep. Who are you going to vote for? Mitt Romney. That's all there is to it. Because I can't keep going down that same path. I mean, are the people you're talking to, Bob, deciding that they're not going to vote for president? They're going to skip that part and go on to the other things? Or are they going to stay home? What are they going to do?
I think they're going to vote. I think a lot more people are going to go out and vote. And vote for Mitt Romney, a lot more so than they did where John McCain went. You're going to have the people that just said we might as well vote for Obama, and then they did vote for McCain. Yeah, people who didn't vote at all just stayed home just because it was John McCain. I don't think we're going to see that now, and I'm putting your number in the Ustream chat room for listeners there.
Thank you.
So they can get involved. So let's do that. And you people on Ustream are listening, call in. Let Willie know you're out there. But I think it's Mitt Romney's a stronger candidate.
Oh, by far.
The Republican Party is putting out more ads during the Olympics than anything right now. I think when you get to the second week, you're probably going to see Mitt Romney just go in with it and put in campaign ads. I think that's where things are going to start spiking for Mitt Romney a little more, but I think that Mitt Romney needs to get whatever media will listen to him, even if one media makes him a front cover and another media just gives him a corner on page 8.
Yeah, you know what, and I think that if
to prove his point right.
Yeah, and I think if the Romney campaign is smart, they'll put their advertisements on during events that are finals, as opposed to prelims. Like, you know what, this whole idea in women's gymnastics right now, we haven't gotten any finals yet. We've only gotten to qualify, but you got to get through qualifying. I think some of the big track and field events will garner a lot of attention. I think the basketball, obviously. I think people will be watching a lot during basketball and that kind of stuff. So those ads will probably be real big. So there's the deal. That's the deal. Somebody asked me in the chat room, why is Romney visiting a bunch of socialist countries? Well, the answer is easy, because there's a bunch of socialist countries on the planet. As a matter of fact, the biggest socialist country we have is our neighbor to the north. I mean, they are. Why is he visiting these countries? Because there's a whole bunch of socialist countries. There are. You got to deal with them. You no choice. France, socialist. Hell, England, socialist. I mean, you got to deal with a whole bunch of socialist countries. You visit them because they're there. You don't have any choice. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you support it or you want your country to be just like that. But there you go. I mean, that's the thing. Why you visit a bunch of socialist countries? Because there are a lot of socialist countries. In the words of one of my favorite radio hosts, Jim Rome, I take a lot of vacation because I get a lot of vacation. Kind of love Jim Rome. He's so obnoxious. I just love the guy. I think he's great. In any case, listen, guys, we're going to take a little break. We're going to bring both of you guys back in just a second. We're going to take a little break. Thank you so much for those that are watching on Ustream TV. We appreciate you, and those of you who are in the chat room, and those of you who are listening in archived, and all of you are listening around the world. We'll be back right after this. I just love this. We're having so much fun. We're just having a great time. Diddle-diddle-diddle-dim. We're going to find a way to get the audio up. I don't know if you can hear that on Ustream. Listen, and I can't see the chat room on Ustream, but we appreciate you being there. And we want you to tell your friends. Go ahead and put this link into. There you go. Play a spot. Go ahead and put this link.
Oh, the IRS. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? You need aggressive representation. Call Certified Tax now and speak to one of our tax attorneys.
I'm sure you can hear that.
Or tax professionals who specialize.
Yeah, that'll work.
Back taxes.
We are on that blink of feedback.
We won't waste your time. Instead, we'll be on the phone with
right that goes stick on.
30 minutes becoming a client, and you can.
But we appreciate you being here. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you, man. You are awesome. The show this morning, Wacko Bob in the morning, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, here on Blog Talk Radio. Off the Chain, Fast Eddie's on there, and don't talk about anything. Let's do some Bon Jovi. It's cool. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back here in a little bit. Cooking up an old, just mixing up a batch of Romney 8. Boy.
663-0965. Again, 800-663-0965.
All right. And position 1. There you go. Click the button.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time.
We appreciate you for, we really do. Thank you so much for tuning in to Ustream TV. The Willie Lawson Show is headed to the RNC. Radio Row, which is I think is quite an honor for an independent. Obviously, this is an independent. By the way, we're doing it. We're on Blog Talk Radio. We're using my phone to do Ustream TV. But we're very excited about the opportunity. And if you want to help us out, go to the WillieLawsonShow.com website and click the donate button at the top of the page. At the very top of the page, it says PayPal on it, but you don't have to have PayPal. You can just click through and put your debit card number in. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5,000, $1 million, whatever you can spare. We use it. You can tell we use it, and we stretch every penny. We make Lincoln holla. So we do that. So we really appreciate any help you can be. And the thing that you can do really to help us out to start with really is to tell other people right now. Just tell other people. Just send the link to the Ustream feed or the BTR feed to your friends right now. Either they're watching live or they're watching archive. Because here's the deal. If you're curious, they'll be curious. If you like it, they'll probably like it. And that's with anything. And that's how independent conservative media is really going to thrive. That's how it's going to thrive, by word of mouth. That's how we're going to live. That's how we've lived so far. That's how people in independent conservative media have pushed through already, and will continue to push through with your help, by you telling folks, because that's really how it's going to work. So again, thank you ever so much for tuning in, and even more, telling your friends,
In these
So there
hard
you go.
economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected.
All right, we're not going to play that ad.
Anymore.
We're going to go
truck or SUV,
back.
paying for all covered repairs. That's right. You might.
There you go. All right, we are. Let me back this down just a little bit. There you go. All right, we that'll work. All right. Well, welcome back to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio and Ustream TV. Ustream, I stream. We all scream for Ustream. Bob, what's that look like? I think you saw it. Let me get Bob back on. I'm gonna get Bob back on. I'm gonna get Robert back on for a few minutes. I got Robert squared here, so I'm good. I'm really good. Bob's watching on Ustream TV. What's it look like?
Looks like you're talking. Looks like you're having to face the computer. And well, right now you're facing your camera and everything, and you look like you're acting like a fish.
I was really asking about the quality of the video, but thank you for the play-by-play. You can tell that Bob's a sports guy. No, Robert's working and making money, and because he's trying to get out of the United Social Republic of Connecticut. Robert, the people, you heard I asked Bob this question. I want to ask you the same question. You deal with folks all day. You talk to folks all day long. What are people saying about Mitt Romney? What are folks saying about the whole Mitt Romney choice? Now, they may not have started there, because you didn't start there either, and neither did Bob, and neither did I. I mean, there's a whole bunch of us who didn't start there. Ken, who's the exceptional conservative in the chat room, I know he didn't start there. I know Ziggy I know Mom didn't start there. What are we saying now? What are people you're talking to saying now?
Well, you know what? Well, to see what's going on now, and I think, quite frankly, not so much of what Mitt Romney is doing, not doing. It's like I said way back, our president at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, because when he came out a couple of weeks ago with this, he didn't build that. He didn't build that house. He didn't build a bridge. It just, something clicked in people. Now, the people that were sleepwalking, that are at least somewhat objective, they kind of said, whoa, wait a minute. That doesn't make a bit of sense.
Nope.
And it triggered, because the things we've been saying for the last 3.5 years Barack did it in like, an hour. And I say, Barack, thank you, and I want you to be more honest for the next 3 months. Now, I'm telling you, I want you guys to pray that our president is more honest as, time goes on here. Because one of the things that I find refreshing, and I think is great for a campaign, when the candidate or the president in chief is honest.
Yes,
and
I believe that.
If he would just be more honest, it would make our job so much easier. Because so many people, they were scratching their heads. Okay, they were like, what is he talking? Oh, this sounds like a little collectivism here. I said, yeah.
Just a little bit.
We surprised, huh?
Well, exactly. You know what? And all I can think of, Robert, is that the same things that happened to Barack Obama has happened to Jim Carrey in the movie Liar Liar. You just gotta forced to tell the truth. Forced to. So, Mr. President, are you a socialist? No! Yes. How funny would that be?
Obama the day after he lost. If he lost the elections the day after, would he be like, practically crying, not wanting to lose the White House?
The scariest part in time is that if Barack Obama is not president in 2012, is a time, and I'm serious, what happens between November 7th and January 20th, folks? We're talking.
That's what bothers me, to be honest with you, because I expect anything from this man, because he truly believes in his mind and heart that his job is to dismantle this country, and if he doesn't do it, he may commit suicide. He's too much of a narcissist to do that, so look out, folks. God willing, we get our country back on November 6th, and, but the bad part about it, we would still have, 3 months, 3.5 months to deal with this man.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Things could happen.
Lame lame duck anybody, not just lame duck presidents, but lame duck anybody is a dangerous thing. It really is. I mean, if you have a lame duck mayor, it's a problem for your city. It really is. I mean, that's why businesses, anymore, if you give your 2 weeks notice, they let you go home. Most people say, thank you for the 2 weeks, why don't you just go on home? So here's my advice to you kids: if you're going to quit a job, give them your 2 weeks notice on the day that you can afford to leave, okay? Because more than likely, they're not going to let you go the whole 2 weeks. Why? Because you're lame duck. You're dangerous. You're dangerous. So no. I worry about, I worry about lame duck presidents. And you know what? At least we could have, if we have a lame duck president from November to January, that's one thing. But if you have a lame duck president from November to 4 years from now,
yeah,
that's a different story, and that's what we're trying to get across to our, to our Republican and our conservative folks out there. We're trying to say, hey, listen, would you trade 2 months of lame duck Barack Obama for 4 years of lame duck Barack Obama?
yeah.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. Bob down in South Florida. Listen, the president went to Israel and seemed to do a good job. Now, I know where you live is a land of New York Jews. What? Did I say something offensive? No, because if you've been to South Florida, it's a land of New York Jews. It just is. So how is that, as far as you can you tell how his trip there is playing out?
I really couldn't tell you there. I know that there's a lot where I live. I live by Century Village. And there's a lot of Jews out there, that that were going out there while Bush was still in office, holding up their signs with a guy saying "Bush lies, people die," type of thing. And they were protesting the war. So he probably did well for himself, but he's also losing. He's starting to lose a lot of the Jews as well too, given his last meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. And given the fact that, from what I heard, Israel can't wait to meet up with Mitt Romney.
As a matter of fact, y'all, Mitt Romney and Benjamin Netanyahu are good friends. They're good friends. Again, that's more fruit in the Kool-Aid. Benjamin Netanyahu and let's see, wait a minute. That's part of our drinking game, so get your Kool-Aid out. Which of the two people is friends with Benjamin Netanyahu? Is it Barack Obama or is it Mitt Romney? It's Mitt Romney! Take a drink! There you go. So that's the deal.
Mitt Romney is going to be, one backing Mitt Romney is going to be the backing of Christian coalition. So the Christians will really just give up whatever they're on and everything and realize, stop quoting scripture from the Bible saying how it's going to be wrong to elect a Mormon when this Mormon's not going to do what this Muslim would do with a second term.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, you see, you make an interesting point. If we talk, if we're talking about that, and I know people don't want to talk about that because it gets a little, because when your religion is personal. Okay, whatever. But here's the deal. And a friend of mine mentioned this perfectly to me the other day. He said, golly, what I got? I got a Muslim and a cult member. What the hell am I supposed to do? And I thought, wow, the Muslim or the Mormon. And that's how and that's how some people who are in the Christian coalition are framing it. However, you know what? It's the same people though. When I listen carefully, and Robert, I want you to comment on this. The same people who think that Glenn Beck hangs the moon. They think Glenn Beck hangs the moon. Glenn Beck is Mormon, is he not? Yes. Bobby, Robert, are you there?
Yeah, still here.
Okay.
Mormon.
Okay. He's Mormon, isn't he? And now, how many Christian conservatives showed up from their church groups in Dallas the other day, last Friday, I believe it was? There were 30,000 people who showed up to volunteer in the Dallas area and participate in what the Mormon Glenn Beck was doing. So I'm really wondering if that's going to be as big a deal as I mean, as big a deal as people are thinking, because there are a lot of Tea Party, Christian conservative people who couldn't wait to hop on a bus and ride for 8 hours to get to Dallas to clean up parks because Glenn Beck said, "Let's do this." So I'm wondering, is it really going? Bob, is it really going to be that big a deal?
I don't know if it's going to really be that big a deal at this point. I think at this point, I said this 4 years ago. Religion shouldn't matter in this campaign. It shouldn't matter. This isn't about a person's religion. It's about being the president. And if you're the president, you're supposed to be upholding the Constitution, which includes religious freedom at this point. So, hey, so at this point, you gotta get that out of the way. I think if people are going to use it, they should be saying the fact that I'm not against the fact that this man is Mormon. I'm against the fact that he's lied and is still lying about it.
Well, I mean,
they should be saying.
You mean Muslim? I understand.
Outright, or Muslim, and Mitt Romney is outright telling you he's a Mormon.
Well, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to say he's not? Of course he is. So Robert, up in Connecticut, what do you think? I mean, is this going to play? I mean, this is really going to play a big part of this election, or is it just that one of those summer distractions to keep us off the trail?
Well, there's no doubt about it. It's a distraction. I think, quite frankly, they know they're in trouble. Okay, I don't care what the mainstream media says. I don't care what these conjured up poll numbers say. Our dear president is in trouble politically because he has nothing to run on that he can be proud of. Now, just imagine an incumbent president, and from a likability standpoint, very popular. Now, explain to me why you can't run on your signature achievement, which is Obamacare. Mm-hmm.
Well, because you know what? Because the very same poll numbers say that you know what? More than half the people in the country are saying, yeah, that ain't the way to go. You know, you really can't fix the healthcare problems in this country by taking over 1/6 of the economy. That's not the way to go. We don't want that. We don't want to be forced. I mean, and for me, in this question, and we've talked about this before. For me, people say, well, why are you against the Affordable Care Act? Because I have a problem with the United States government telling me I gotta buy something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if they say that I gotta buy like a pound of asparagus a year. I don't care what it is. First of all, I don't even like asparagus. It makes me gassy. But you know what the idea is? I don't want them to tell me that I have to buy anything. I'm not real happy with the state of Florida telling me I have to buy car insurance. You're telling me that I have to buy a product or a service from somebody? Well, doesn't price fixing show up when you do that? Let me think. Yes, and who has some of the highest car insurance prices in the country, Bob? Who does? Florida.
Florida. There you go.
Florida. Why? Because we gotta have it, and they know we gotta have it. Why? Because if you don't have it, you'll get your license suspended, and if you get caught driving with a suspended license, they'll put your ass in jail. So here's the deal: if you don't have car insurance, the state will put you in jail. Holy crap!
That's Eddie's the other one listening to you on Ustream.
Oh, we got 3 in there. That's cool. That's cool. So that's why most of America, Robert, has a problem with it, because wait a minute, I don't really want the federal government telling me I've got to buy something. I don't care if they're couching it as a tax or blah 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 blah. It's just stupid. It's just crazy.
You can't run on your prized possession,
nope.
Right? They thought that somehow Bin Laden would help them, even a Bin Laden can't even help him.
No, nobody cares about that anymore either.
On the economy.
Yeah, because the economy is in the crapper.
8.2 unemployment.
Forever.
We have a $16 trillion.
Getting higher. Getting deeper.
You know what our dear president's economic plan is? Tax for 1% so they can pay their fair share. How stupid is that? Who do you think is paying the bulk of the bill?
You know what? You know what, guys? Here's the crazy part of my life. You know, my wife and I, we work really hard and we try to get all this done. And when I show her the numbers, say, oh, by the way, honey, you and I are in the top freaking 20% of wage earners in this country, and you and our friends pay about 90% of the taxes. She's like, what the hell? Like, honey, it's true. You ought to feel happy. We're in the top 20, honey, and we pay 90% of the taxes. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane.
Incredible. But yet, you have about 49% of the population that pays very little or no federal income.
There you go.
Because you want the people that are the most productive and the most successful in the country to bear the burden. Because why? You want to play in the socialist playground.
Well, the idea is that, you know what, they just want to continue to have the, and I'm as cynical about this as anybody. I don't really like cynicism, but I don't know, maybe I'm realistic. The idea is, here's how the Democrats do it. I'm going to take a break. They develop a voting base. No matter what, they divide people up in the voting bases. And you know what? If you can somehow get 51% of folks not paying any federal income tax at any point in history, guess what? If you can cordon that off, you will win forever. You will always be in power. And we are dangerously, dangerously, dangerously close to just that, kids. We're going to be back in just a moment with more of the Willie Lawson Show, and we're going to be mixing up a lot more of